Hello everyone, I'm Erika of the storytellingjuveler.com and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika, our usual weekly broadcast every Tuesday about all kinds of beady stuff and more. So please tell me in a comment if you can hear me, if you can see me. I would like to be 100% sure before I would say something important that everything from the technical side is all right. Hello, Cheryl. So good to see you. How are you? By the way, I was planning to make an ice latte today, or actually, it was promised by someone that he will make me an ice latte for the afternoon, but somehow it was not happening. So I'm stuck with a hot espresso, but still better with no coffee, right? I hope you agree. Hello, Katie. Another Katie, Sharon, and Monica, Katie, Julie. And Katie says, sorry if I made you late. Not at all, dear Katie. Actually, I am having some trouble with my computer. I always need to restart it before I would have a broadcast, but what usually takes only 1 minute, a week or two ago, it started to take, well, about 5 to 10, and even then I have a lot of trouble, so it seems that I will have to buy a new computer. I'm so not happy about it, but it's totally not your fault. It's like the technical things are failing. But whatever. Corinne, Angelica is back from vacation. Hope you had a nice time. Martine, Annalene, Katie, Connie, Sharon, Sherry. Tanya is asking if everyone is warm enough. That's a very good question. Oh. And says, my broadband has gone down, so I'm using my data on my phone. You look so tiny. And believe me, once we meet in real life, you will tell me the same. You look so tiny. Margit, Teresa, hello ladies. Welcome everyone. By the way, I don't know if you have noticed, but now the titles and everything during the broadcast, the color is matching the colors of my website. I figured out how to do that, so that's a success. And Angelica had a wonderful vacation. That's really nice. So today, when I reminded you in the morning that that Coffee Time with Erika is coming, I told you that there are two options of what will be happening, because we were about to have a special guest, one of my very good designer friends, talking about still something competition related. However, she has some serious problems with electricity in her house, so we were hoping up until the last moment that she can join me. However, we need to postpone it. So it will happen, just not today. I nearly had another special guest because we needed a repair guy for our washing machine. It seems like everything is happening at the same time. My computer is going to break. The washing machine needed repairing. And by the way, my bike was stolen yesterday. Not the beautiful orange race bike, just my city bike, my Oma Feet. But still, I'm kind of sad about it. I really liked it. And of course, it's never nice if you have to buy something new. But yeah, we just had the washing machine repair guy here, so, and he left like 10 minutes before the broadcast, so he would have also made maybe a nice special guest if my designer friend didn't make it after all. So Teresa, Katie says, I love the blue more than the yellow. You mean the Adelaide necklace? Tanya, Katie, Sherry, Connie. Yeah, Connie says like 3 times is, yeah. Yeah, I really hope that it was enough for the week. The computer is still working, so it's okay, but it is going to break down soon. And since my friend is not with us, nor is the washing machine repair guy, you are stuck with me, and we will have a special broadcast, which I call Ask Me Anything. So I already started to collect some of the questions you asked me during the past couple of days, because I think oh my god, I forgot in the middle of the. Yeah, so because I think that it will be nice if everyone hears the answers, but you can also ask me any kind of questions during the broadcast, and I will do my best to answer everything. Yeah, and Katie, sorry, the titles. Please forgive me, like my my brain is seriously like it is boiling. We don't have an AC. I have a small ventilator in the background. By the way, I wanted to ask you ladies that if the sound of the ventilator, if it's all right or if it's too troubling, because I am happy to switch it off for the duration of the broadcast if you can, if it's too much. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Like, nothing of this could put me down. I was, of course, angry yesterday when I discovered that the bike is gone. I had, but none of these things are catastrophes. Like, everyone around me is healthy and happy. We are happy and healthy, so all is good. Everything else can be replaced or repaired. And Teresa said that there is no sound of the ventilation. I'm so happy about that. So, yeah, yesterday at the bike, I was actually in the city center. I wanted to pick up something quickly. I don't really go to shops these days, but I really just had to buy something. And we already have lots of tourists. So I thought like, okay, I will quickly go with my bike. I put it down very close to the shop. I run in, I run out, I bike home. I will be safe. But during the 10 to 15 minutes I spent in the shop, somebody picked up my bike. It's not with the Fitz Depot, not with the city hall. So it was the city hall is actually picking up bikes, just like other cities do with cars, that if you leave your car in a spot where you are not supposed to, then they take it. Well, they do the same here with bikes, but the city hall doesn't have it. And afterwards I had to walk home, which was about an hour in the 30 something degrees Celsius. So I was drinking, like I bought ice latte during the road, and I bought ice cream, and that's how I got home finally. So yeah, Katy says, it is way too hot. I know I have a lot of troubles because my diabetes and the heat. Dear Katy, take care. I am thinking about you and Tanya a lot. And please take good care of yourselves, okay? And Katy is asking if my new room is getting organized. Well, someone occupied my new room in the meanwhile, someone named Adam. So before I would be able to start organizing the new room, I have to remove the Adam and the fake pilot cockpit, what he is like setting up there, because he has a new hobby since Corona started. So he's playing airplane simulation games with the joystick and like the speed thingy. And yeah, so that's what's happening, not during working hours, but that's what's happening in the little room, so I have to remove those before I could occupy it. And I am still waiting for my order for furniture, so that will take some time. So, honey, yeah, I didn't have it with me, and seriously, I just did not feel like going on the trams. There are so many people on the trams in Amsterdam that I didn't feel like it would be nice. And Cheryl has a question already. She says, question for Ask Me Anything. What is your favorite place, city, town, location in all the world? And that's a very nice question. Thank you so much. So one of my favorite places, in fact, like, sorry, this will sound so cheesy, but it is Amsterdam. Like, when I moved here, before that, I had a feeling that wherever I go in Europe, it's kind of like very similar to each other due to globalization. But here it seemed to me like a bit exotic and different. And it is a crazy, loving, and very accepting city. Crazy in a very nice way. So I just like it here. And besides Amsterdam, there is a tiny city in India called Pushkar, which somehow stole my heart. So I have managed to pop up there like 3 times already. It's built around a lake, which is sacred for different religions, actually. And around the lakes, you have hills. And on every hilltop, you have a shrine. So you can go up to the shrine, you can sit next to the lake, you can drink coconut banana milkshake. So, and it's a very chilled, laid back place. And also Marrakesh, absolutely. Marrakesh in Morocco. That's also a place where we have been actually with Yvette there for the first time, and then later with Adam and our families. And both times were wonderful. And if I could, I would go back to Marrakesh like tomorrow or today in the evening. The heat could not get worse, I think. And Cheryl says, I'm British, so moaning about being too hot or cold is part of my makeup, but it's almost 26 and no breeze, way too hot. I wish there was 26 here. It's more like 36 now, I think. Tanya Ketty, absolutely. And Teresa is asking, what is he attempting to build a man cave in your hollowed bead atelier? Shame, shame, Adam. I will tell him this. Yeah, this is what is happening. There is a man cave in the making. But soon when the order comes, by the way, I ordered 2 times because I made a mistake when ordering furniture, and I canceled my order first. And I placed a new order from the shop, from IKEA. And still today, when I was really excited to like, okay, today they are delivering my new shelf and my new desk, they delivered an order, but the one I canceled. So I called them, and they don't understand how it happened. But yeah, so now I have piles of boxes, IKEA boxes, and I can't do anything with it, and waiting for IKEA to take them away and afterward bring my furniture. So it requires a lot of patience. Adam can stay until then. Miriam says, we have been to Pushkar about 30 years ago. Unbelievable. That's amazing. How did you like it, Miriam? Such a lovely city. I was there like 10 years ago and then 9 years ago again, and it's just so chilled. I love it. And Sherry says, I love to travel, been many places, but not India. By the way, what are your favorite places around the world or next to you where you live? I am also very curious to learn about it. And Anne says, 32 here in Southeast England. Wow. And Miriam says, I loved it. I love India. Me too. I can't wait to go back one day. And until I get another question from you in a comment, I would like to answer questions which I got in comments or messages. So Sarah had some very good questions a couple of days ago. So I think it is really worth it to return to them and to discuss it a bit more if you want. So in the meanwhile, Connie's favorite place, the Valuva. That's a very, very beautiful area. And I know that I am not the only one who loves it. Niti also likes it a lot. Bora Bora! Nice! And Katie says, I have traveled quite a bit, but my heart goes to Israel. I have never been there, but I would really like to go one day. And Cheryl says, my favorite place is Akaroa in New Zealand as I swim in the sea with some Hector's dolphins. Do look them up, they are so cute and endangered. I will. Wow, that sounds really, really magical. I think like every encounter with a real wild animal, it just feels like, oh my God, something special is happening. Thank you for sharing. So Sarah actually had 3 questions, and her first question is, what technique do you use when using Rivoli in bead embroidery? I have seen a few different ways. So I have done my fair share of attaching Rivolis to bead embroidery. If you remember the Serendip vest, so, then yeah, you might recall the edging of the vest, which is all made from 10mm Rivolis and cup chains and fire polished beads. So altogether, there are 211 cabochons in the Serendip vest. And out of that, I think maybe 190, those are Rivolis. So what I did with the Rivolis, the tricky thing is indeed that they have a pointy backside, that I bezeled them first, I secured and cut off the tail, and then with the working end, I attached the bottom row of the Delica beads to the fabric all around. It was pretty quick to do it, and it is holding very well. And the Rivoli is still like kind of in level with the other beads, so it doesn't stick out. I love it. Of course, if you have, for example, a chaton, then it is different because the backside of the chaton is like too tall, too pointy. So then you have to either add more beads around it to hold it securely, or what you can also do is that you put on layers of ultra suede. You cut out the middle for the point, and then you have like something holding the chaton in place. And Cassandra says, back to the question about places, special places. I miss travel so much right now. Me too. I love this like less busy lifestyle and focusing more on what's going on in my immediate surroundings. But yeah. And Sherry says, I have been to Amsterdam several times, but very short time each time. I loved it there. I also loved London and the outback in Australia. Wow. Katie says, I can't believe that Wes didn't win a prize. It's so gorgeous. Thank you so much, Katie. This is, I think, in the top 3 pieces for me, what I have made. But we have been talking a lot about how the real price is that you learn something new. So this is what was happening here, that actually I didn't feel disappointed. I was gone in the first round of the competition. My opponent had an amazing piece, but I had this feeling that, oh my god, I did something what I have never done before. I learned so much. So yeah, that was enough for me. Actually, that time, even like being accepted to the competition was a huge step for me. Cheryl says it's a bead stash on its own. Yeah, indeed. Once I made the mistake of calculating that how much the material is worth, but luckily I managed to forget the numbers, so all is good. So, and back to Sarah's questions. Sarah is asking, if you are going to use a lot of fabric in a larger project and a piece of ultra suede is not enough, but you have to add more, how do you do that? You have two options. The first option is that you glue together pieces of ultra suede. I will leave the serendip on the screen because it is a good example. Actually, I was nearly done with the embroidery on the back when I realized that I want to change it. However, I already glued some different cabochons to the back, so I couldn't just remove it. And already the edge was done. I didn't want to redo the edging of the 190 Rivolis. So what I did was that I cut out pieces of the ultra suede and I glued on another layer from behind. I had to be careful not to apply too much glue because then it would be very thick, the fabric, and I would not be able to go with my needle through it. But it worked well. I had to be careful that I had to cover all the, where the border is between the two ultra suede. So that is a thing you need to keep in mind when you do that. However, there will be soon another option available because, look at this. I have here big pieces of ultra suede, and not only the gray one, but many different colors. So when you will order multiply amounts of ultra suede, then we will deliver it to you in one piece. So you will be able to make a whole big necklace, and you will not have to join several pieces of ultra suede. Even if it's like pretty easy to do, but still it's like, if it's not entirely necessary, then yeah, better to avoid it. So this is what is waiting for you. I want to show you this one. This is my favorite, I think. This yellow color. But also this very light blue. So, Cora says, hello, Cora. That is a great battle piece. Are you joining this year? I am, but I have no idea what to make. Total clueless and beadless for a while now. I think as the deadline will come closer of like or the starting date, then you will have hopefully inspiration coming, and just don't pressure yourself, Cora. I'm 100% sure that whatever you make, it will be beautiful. So play and enjoy, and it will be great. I am looking forward to see it. I am not joining because it's just time-wise, it's not working out. When I did the serendip, then I was in a very lucky position that I used to have my bead shop with colleagues I could trust for 100%. So I was working only part-time, and the four of them, they were taking care of the shop and our beaders, so I could dedicate a lot of time to embroidering. However, if I wanted to start a Battle of the Beads with peace, I think we would have no more Friday beading sessions, for example. So even if I would love to, and I think it would push me forward again, but I just can't accept the time pressure of it. And Miriam says, I love to travel. There are many places on the continent I like: Spain, India, Costa Rica, Canada, Chile, and Argentina. Miriam, when it will be possible to travel again, I will ask you about Chile. Oh, Tanya has some problem. I think, like, on my side, it looks good, so it should be okay, hopefully. And Sharon says, I have not traveled outside the US much, been across the border to Mexico a few times, but have traveled a lot throughout the US with my job. I also grew up in Southern California, now live in the Atlanta area. Southern California is my favorite, especially La Jolla. Pronounce the Spanish way, La Hoja. Such a pretty resort-like city on the coast. Sharon, when one lives in such a beautiful big country as the US, then no wonder then. And of course, also like pretty far away from everything else than Canada and Mexico, then yeah, it's completely understandable. And I really hope that one day I will get to discover the United States, because your natural beauties and also some of the cities, they are really intriguing me. Oops, Cora says starting date was Monday. And Cora says, don't join. We need you on Fridays. I promise I will not. I'm pretty sure that Stephen might have a different opinion, but Fridays are a priority. And a lot of success to you, Cora. Hello, Hilly. Sherry says that on her side the broadcast is okay, and Tanya is back. Okay, good. So, and keep questions coming if something comes to your mind. Sherry says, I think we are all craving the travel right now. I think so too. Let's travel at least with our beadwork. Let's go back to the traveler pendants every time when we think like we want to travel sometime, somewhere. Let's find a coin and let's at least embroider that country, something in the style of that country. So, and the third question of Sarah. If you use stones or something else where you cannot bezel it, but just want beads around flat, how do you do? Is just glue enough to hold it in place? It is another great question. And yes, indeed. If the glue is very strong, for example, E6000 or F6000, then it is indeed enough. I would like to show you this piece. It's called Looks Like Happy, but what about the emptiness inside? And it refers not only to the negative space between the metal component, the turquoise stone, and the main motif at the top left, but it refers to a very challenging time I went through. This Looks Like Happy piece was made during the peak of my depression. But what is important about this, that if you look closer, then you see that this blue stone, bluish greenish, it's actually an Amazonite. It is not really held by beads. It has a very, I have another picture for you to show. This was one of the pieces which I just laid out, and I knew how it will look like. There were very, very, very small changes happening during the process, but it just clicked. I made this, what you see on the picture, and in a matter of like 2 days or 3, it was made. But what's important that when you look at this Amazonite, to the bottom from the orange stone, then you see that the angle is very sharp. So if I decided to go with peyote, then it would cover a very big piece of the stone. And there is indeed peyote around it, but it is completely vertical. It is not holding the cabochon at all. So I glued it down and then I bezeled it, but the beads have only actually a decorative function. So it is very possible. And then here is a detail of the safekeeper. And if you look at the kyanite, then you see that it's not held down by anything except of glue. It was a very thin piece, so again, and very unusual. So it was not possible. So I just glued it down. And good glue holds. You don't have to be afraid. Just always like study that if it works for something or not. Test it first. Don't test it with your like masterpiece. Test it with something small. Glue on something from the same material as you intend to use in your real big piece. Glue it on, leave it for like the designated time, and then you can try removing it. So it's a good test. And remember that these days when the weather is going crazy and we have it so hot, then it will be a longer period of time until the glue completely dries. So don't hurry. And Katie says, hopefully next year I will meet Yvette, another river cruise in my future. That would be great, and I'm sure that she would be very happy. Where are you going, Katie? Cheryl is asking, do you miss Edward or Edward's owner most? That's a question I can't answer because they are such a pair, such a duo that the one never goes without the other. It's like, sorry, Stan and Pam, Larry and Hardy. Like, I miss them. Cat became a really good friend, and Edward is cute, even if he's weird. But for now, I think after a year of living together in a tiny flat in Amsterdam, and after going through Corona, battling through like the first lockdown together, we really need our privacy. So, and Cat needs her own place. So it's for the best. But they will come soon. I think they will come, on Thursday. So, yeah. Edward will also stay with me some days, so I can dog sit him and I can pet him, and maybe you will meet him again if it's on my broadcast day. Hello, Mehtab. Katie says, on the Danube from Vilshofen to Budapest, but we stop in Bratislava. Then I will be very curious, Katie, that what do you say about Bratislava especially, because it is such an overlooked city. It's the capital of Slovakia. I was born in Slovakia, and I actually used to go to university in Bratislava, and I lived there for about 10 years. And usually when people travel through the Czech Republic and Austria and Hungary and Slovakia, they tend to skip it completely. However, the historical center is so beautiful. So I am really happy that you will take time to see it. And I mentioned it before that that Yvette has a background in tourism, actually. So if you have any questions about Bead, and she was specializing on tourism of Hungary, so if you have a question, then feel free to get in touch with her. These days it's actually really easier because many people who were accepting tourists and who were running Airbnbs, they are renting out their rooms or flats finally for normal people who want to live in Amsterdam. So it's not such a big deal these days, luckily. It's the Adelaide, actually, Sharon. I will show all the versions which are ready at the end of the broadcast. And thank you very much. I'm glad that you like it. So, and after Sarah's questions, recently, rings, which we call Zoozy Rings, became very popular. And I'm looking for a picture. So this is the original Zoozy ring, made with an L2 Studio cabochon, with a mandala design cabochon. And then Kata made a beautiful version with the dotty in avocado or chicken shit color. And then yesterday, Annalyn posted this. And all three of them are beautiful. And I saw questions about, like, how do you actually attach the ring base on the backside? And there are different versions. There are different possibilities. So I would like to explain it. I would actually like to show you some rings I made, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 5 or 6. They are called the tribute rings. They are tributes to colors, and they are tributes to friendships. I got the cabochons from Zoozy, and if I remember well, one of the rings were sold, and I think the other two, one is with Zoozy and one is with Terka, Teresa of 𝐻𝐿𝐻. I'm not 100% sure, but that's how, but I will ask the ladies afterward. So I think these were my first bead embroidered rings. I hope you like them, but what's important, that this is how I solved the backside. So in this case, just as we have brooch filigrees, we also have ring filigrees. Actually, I noticed that they are not uploaded to the eShop yet. So I will do that tomorrow. I have to ask Yvette that how many pieces do we have, but we have exactly these ones which you see on the backside of the tribute ring. And I applied a thicker layer of glue, and yeah, I left it drying for a pretty long time. So that is one option to attach ring bases to embroidery. Then this one we actually have in the eShop already. So it has like a tray originally intended for oh my god, how do you call it, when you fill it with something and then you put in like a plastic kind of liquidish material. So, but this you can also fill with glue and then glue on the back of your embroidery. So this one is also possible. And then there is a third option when you, well, this is a brooch, but you can also like cut out a little piece of the back and then you stick through a component. So you could hide, for example, I have one more picture I want to show you. Okay, I don't have it here. So I would also try to like cut out a little piece of the leather, and if the ring has a little flat thingy on top of it, then I would I would put it through the little opening and then glue it on the back of the embroidery. So then only the band of the ring would be visible, but not the tray. This is, by the way, how I did it with the brooch component. That first I marked it, that where do I want to cut it, and then I put it through. I wanted it to be very precise. Raisin. Thank you, ladies. Raisin is the word. So, Sherry is asking if I am planning any new workshops. Yes, indeed, but there are some things I would like to finish first. So, for example, there are new chapters of the ebook, of the Peyote Puzzle ebook coming, and I have them work in progress, and I would really like to get it off of my chest and that you can enjoy it. So that's something what I would like to do first. And also we will have a new topic again, just as we had at the beginning of the year, with new components and maybe even a new shape for L2 Studio cabochons. Let's see. By the way, for the rings I showed you, we don't have those cabochons which were in the original, but if you would like to make something similar, actually a couple of weeks ago someone was asking that what kind of ring shape is the best if you have, like me, thicker fingers. And a teardrop shaped elongated one is actually really nice because visually it makes your fingers longer. So we have actually L2 Studio cabochons in a teardrop shape, if you would like to make one like that. Corinne is asking about the Adelaide kit. You can have, but you don't have to. This is one of those few workshops but when a kit is not obligatory, so you can decide. I need to finish the kit. My bead order came a bit late, so it might be tomorrow morning. I am still hoping for today to put the kits online. So then you will get an email with the material list and with the option of buying a kit if you want. So it's up to you. And Mektaf says, haven't tried to make a ring yet. I hope I can be brave to try one. Well, I can just encourage you, Mektaf. And in the club, you can always ask questions and we are happy to help you. So don't be afraid, you will make it. And Mektaf says, maybe we can do one Friday with you. Actually, most of the motifs, they can be made into rings. So it's not a problem. And do we have more questions? Oh, Sharon was asking today about working with tassels. Okay, I don't know the pronunciation. And when I say tassel, then the Dutch island Texel comes into my mind. So now it feels weird. So some of the tassels, when you get them, then they have a plastic covering. You have to be very careful with them, because if you accidentally wrap your thread around the tassel and then you pull out some of the threads, then it can fall apart. So what I like to do is that I leave on this plastic covering and I just remove it from the part I really have to, like this. And this is, by the way, one of the new 12 centimeter tassels. And I am working on this part, and I try to keep the plastic on the tassel as far as I am working with the piece, so then it protects it. So I hope it helps for the future. And do we have any more questions, maybe? Okay, so probably not. So I wanted to show you the Adelaide necklaces. I'm wearing the original version. And then there will also be, this one is finished. And I'm very happy with it actually. It's like purple and gray and brownish. And it's very elegant, I think. And for those who like cold tones, I have this blue one finished. And today I was beading for it, the necklace part. And I was waiting actually for this new 6mm round purse in powdery gray color. So this will be the necklace to go with it. I hope you like it. And then I actually have two more colors nearly finished. So there will be more options. So Teresa also had problems with tassels falling apart, and yeah, it happens sometimes. It happened to me in the past too when I pulled it too much. But like when I pull this to test it to see if this is sturdy enough, then I can't actually remove any of the threads. So maybe like we just added these ones. So this is new. Nitty tested them actually, and so far we are very happy. And as you can see, these ones are pretty sturdy. And even if I pulled it hard, then still the shape is the same. So I think that was it. I would like to remind you of the cuff chains because we got a big new batch, also thanks to the Preciosa Rescue team. So there are now lots of AB colors and lots of very special colors available. And yeah, waiting for you at the storytellingjeweler.com. So, oh, Sherry says, those are beautiful. Thank you. Wish I could have gotten that class. Yeah, we have like 3 scheduled classes for Adelaide actually, and all of them were very were quickly fully booked. So, but there will be another session a little bit later. Sharon says it will be hard to choose. So thank you very much, ladies, for spending some time with me today. I actually also wanted to ask you, like, you can ask me questions, but please also answer me one question. How do you survive this heat wave? Do you have a secret? Because I have a feeling that not even icy drinks or ice cream or a ventilation works. Teresa says, I was beading something onto the top binding, but had to take it off. Then it happened. I must have nicked the binding. Probably because this is like really sturdy. But of course, if you accidentally damage the threads which are holding the whole thing together, then there is no way to rescue it. Hilly says, choosing cuff chains was bad. Too many choices. I know. And Miriam says she just survive. Corinne AC, yeah, we don't here in the Netherlands we usually don't have AC in the flats because like a couple of years ago I guess it was just not necessary. Oh, Cheryl says Steraflex pads straight from the freezer. Connie says portable air co. Anne says, stay inside and sit in front of my fan. That's what I am doing. Sharon says, at least you don't have the humidity that we have here in the south of the US, or do you? I think it's better than in your part, but still, since we have so much water all around us because of the canals, then the air can be pretty humid. And Sherry says, I take several cool baths to survive. And Teresa says, eat something spicy to sweat. Actually, I had a very, very yummy spicy salad for lunch. It was called in the cookbook Too Hot Salad, and it was great. It was great. Oh, in India, everyone has 𝐅𝐻𝐿. Actually, it was very normal there that outside you would have like 35 degrees and you go in and you have 15. 𝐅𝐻𝐿 everywhere. And Tanya says, keep everything closed, stay inside, ventilator on, invested in roof isolation last year, and it pays off. And Deb has it very hot too. In Arizona. Teresa tells her, Deb, come back to Michigan now. So, thank you very much for all the advice, ladies. And take care. On Friday, we see each other. I have the motif ready for you. So this is what I want to incorporate in the middle of my necklace, to the Anita necklace. I will post pictures soon. And take care in this heat wave. Stay creative, stay inside, and see you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.